Digital Security Act is a law enacted by the Bangladesh government in October 2018. The government claimed that this law has been enacted to provide security to the citizens. However, this law and some of the provisions within the law are too broad and vague, which has provided enormous punitive power to the law enforcement agency. For example, one of the provisions enables the law enforcement agencies to seize any equipment, arrest anybody, or search any premises without any warrant. Digital Security Act has become a weapon of choice for the government and its supporters to silence the critics and muzzle freedom of expression. The law has a provision which allows the law enforcement agencies to file charges against individuals even before the crime is committed, merely on the basis of a suspicion. Besides, there is another provision which allows the supporters of the government, and for that matter any individual, to file charges or file cases against individuals even if he or she is not aggrieved. So this has been used by the supporters of the government over the last 3 years, that created a culture of fear among anybody who wants to make any comment that is critical to the government. Since its introduction in 2018, hundreds of people have been accused of violating this law, and they have been charged under this Digital Security Act. In a research project, we have looked into 754 cases where 1,800 people have been accused of violating this law. When we looked into those people who have been arrested, we found that this has been widely used against various kinds of people. Looking at their profession, we have found out that 20% of them were journalists and 22% of them were political leaders. Besides that, we have seen that business people, students, and others have been accused of violating this law. It shows how expansively it has been used, how widely it has been used against the citizens of Bangladesh. Bangladesh has been experiencing serious erosion of democracy since 2011. Two consecutive elections in 2014, which was boycotted by opposition, and 2018, which was seriously flawed, has accelerated this process of democratic backsliding. Digital Security Act has contributed to and also a reflection of this democratic backsliding. The law has created a culture of fear and has muzzled the opposition voice, and now is being used by the government to create a situation wherein the freedom of expression is seriously curtailed.